How's it going, everyone? Your average gamer here. So, I'm just doing a quick first impressions and how I feel about the newest update that allows us to do the testing grounds for Raider, Orochi, and Shinobi. So this one will be a Raider thing, and I've played each one of them for 3 to 4 hours to get a rough feel of how I feel about them. The gameplay you're seeing here is mainly going to be from the first hour, same with Orochi and Shinobi. I recorded for about an hour, and then after that I just kind of experimented and messed around playing with some friends and crap. So real quick, for those of you who don't know, the jumping tap for Raider, sorry I still have the sore on my tongue from when I bit it the other day, right in the back. So first up, his jumping tap that he can use while fainting. If you dodge and do it, there will be different damage based on that over a soft feint into it. It no longer has variable timing when being soft feinted from a heavy attack. It now no longer interrupted on anything other than superior block, so you can kind of continue pressuring. And it's now 400 milliseconds instead of 500. Honestly, I didn't really notice this. People seem to be parrying it perfectly fine. It doesn't really feel any different because you're kind of looking for it. Because of the timing that it's not a variable timing, it feels like you're looking for the tap and you're waiting for it. And as soon as he starts to move, you just parry up. You don't even get the indicator yet by the time you see him start to move and you just parry. It still feels... It feels a little janky with him jumping the way he does now, just because it's sped up a little bit. It's kind of like Highlander when they sped up everything. It just felt a little weird. But I'm sure we'll all get used to that. They adjusted his uninterruptible stance during heavy attacks to always start at feint timing. Now, originally I didn't have a problem with this until I started playing against like high rep Orochis. When I started playing against really high rep Orochis in testing grounds, and I talked to a couple of them, we joined up and partied up and we talked a little bit. Well, we came to find out that if you're doing, so let's say you do a light attack into the second heavy, it's armored, right? And they said this shouldn't, be a problem in terms of you still interrupting people. Like if they go for an attack, you get to trade with them. So Orochi, because of his new dodge capabilities, any attack he can recover out of, we actually came to find out that in certain situations, obviously you have to read and know it's going to happen. But the higher up Orochis came to find out that if you know he's going to be going for the heavy, you can light attack real quick, and then you can... So basically what you're going to do is you light and then you dodge it, and when he goes for another heavy, you can get another light after your dodge, and when he goes for the heavy, then you can deflect or you can parry it, or if you hit him fast enough, it was actually knocking me out of armor because my armor hadn't started yet. So you can actually just shut him down if you have a fast enough recovery. Shinobis weren't really able to do that unless they dodged away and kicked me. Although the Orochi mains that I started playing with found out that there's certain timings to Raider where he can't just like swing heavy, swing heavy, swing heavy, swing heavy. And they can actually interrupt his armor now. The next changes was to his zone attack. Raider's Storm costs 12 stamina instead of 50, and Raider's Fury costs 12 stamina instead of 35. These are good changes. At least people have to try to deal with them, and with no option selects being available in the testing grounds, it was okay. It was decent, but for the most part, people still just light attack. I noticed a lot of the Orochis, if you try to intimidate them with it, they still just either zone, light, or do a dodge attack. I was getting interrupted anyway, so I'm not really sure what they should do with it. He kind of was a letdown in terms of what he can do now. It felt like, yeah, they helped him a little bit, but they didn't help him in the ways that he really needs it. Like, he's still super susceptible to people just dodging all around him and fucking with him. Yeah, you can do a heavy and to a guard break, but because they sped up Orochi's light attack, if they dodge at the same time as normal and they do the light attack, and you go for the guard break, they get you, so you have to feint, hope they're doing that to then parry it so you get your heavy. But again, that's a read on a read on a read from both players, so it just feels like Orochi doesn't have to think about it. He can do the dodge light, and if the Raider's parrying it, then you're like, okay, maybe I'll do a zone, maybe I'll do a light, and Raider's like, well, fuck. I don't have armor on my zone and it's slow, so they just keep interrupting me. So I don't know. I'm a fan. Like, I'm happy Raiders getting something, and I'm happy about it. But in terms of the testing grounds, it didn't feel great. Like, Raiders were just getting bitch slapped left, right, and center by everybody, and I felt really bad for them. I didn't see anyone doing well with Raider, and I couldn't. I tried, but I just never did well with Raider. And I've played him quite a bit, and I enjoy playing him, but my goodness was he bad in the 4v4s, which is where he's supposed to be great. The next thing that they changed was Stampede Charge, now being 500 milliseconds, down from 600. Yeah, I mean, you can land it sometimes in a gank, but again, it says to help players use a planned out gank. The problem is with how fast the other characters are in the testing grounds. People are playing Orochi and Shinobi. If I grab someone, they're just going to use the undodgeable light attack, and even if I pick up and put down the person immediately, I still am in recovery, and I'm still going to get hit. It's like death on try. Just don't even try it. And obviously, you could do better with a planned out team, and it did get a little bit better when I played with the Orochis and we all started playing together. But still, I would rather have had Shinobi in those cases, because we'll get to the Shinobi video, don't you worry. Next up, his top light chain is now 500 milliseconds, down from 600 for second and 700 millisecond for finisher. Yeah, I mean, his lights are still are good. They're fine. His top heavy finisher is now 900 milliseconds rather than 1,000. I saw a lot of Raiders just swinging top heavy, top heavy, top heavy, top heavy, which was cracking me up, but they were getting their asses kicked. But those are really the only changes that they gave him. And the reason for it being sped up was that Raider should catch fleeing heroes better with a soft feint guard break than before. Yeah, but no one is running away from Raider. Like, they're dodging around him, but no one's running away from him is the problem. So even if you do the top heavy, the Orochis I was playing with, or the Shinobis, are either going to deflect it, or they're going to go for a deflect, and realizing that you're not letting it fly, then they let the light attack go. I mean, it wasn't really working out. And it wasn't working out for the other characters I played against either that were using Raider. And I gotta say, Shinobi and Orochi right now are doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good. I was enjoying them very much. But if Raider before was mid-tier, I think he's still mid-tier. I don't think these are going to change a ton. I think his armor should probably just stay the way it is now. That's the only thing I can think of, mainly because you shouldn't be able to tap him out of his armor before he gets to do a mix-up or anything. Mainly because his mix-up isn't that powerful to begin with, in my opinion. Just throwing a armored heavy, then you try to guard break or stun tap. The stun tap I still think is very easy to see coming, and that's because I'm looking for it. And light attacks being 400 milliseconds, I know used to be this big problem in the community, especially console. And it became a thing where it's like, oh, it's unreactable, it's unreactable. Yes, it is unreactable and it's very difficult to do. But you can definitely do it with Raider, because you see he has a very distinct movement when he does it. And you know it's coming from the top. Like, it's not like PK's little soft feint into the light attack. Hers doesn't have a huge animation. Raider jumps in the fucking air to tap you. Like, you see it coming. And if it's a side heavy and all of a sudden his axe goes above his head, just parry. But I think he's going to be a little bit better. If he was like a 5 out of 10, I give him a 6 out of 10 now. I mean, he's still mid-tier. He's okay. At least they got some buffs. I think they should keep all the buffs that he currently has, because he's going to need them. But, I mean, other than that, guys, Let me know what your guys' opinions are down below of the Raider rework. I think it's fine. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't do more with him. I still think he could do something interesting. I'm just not. I don't know where to go with him, but I'm not sure. I want to see more, but I'm not sure what. But regardless, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know if you think I'm completely wrong. Like I said, I'm basing this on 4 hours per character. So in all, 12 hours of testing grounds is what I'm basing that off of. And the gameplay in the background is the first hour for each character that we'll see. And I'll get all of these posted in a day. So if this is the first one you're seeing, Orochi and Shinobi are either already up or will be up soon. But like I said, guys, let me know what you guys think down below. Raider mains, let me know if I'm completely off base. And let me know some setups. That way I can try them out. And then maybe I'll delete this one and do a different video talking about how he should be played. Thanks to you guys. But regardless, like I said, let me know down below. If you're new, like, sub, all that fun stuff. I don't take the game too seriously, so don't scream at me in the comments. Well, of course he's mid-tier. He's not going to be a pro. I don't care about the pro scene. I didn't even know there was a pro scene until people pointed it out. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.